Who really made the first hamburger? Was it the Americans, the Europeans, or was it actually a black man back in the 1800s? I saw some bizarre comments online claiming that a black chef was the true creator of the hamburger. That caught my attention, so I decided to dig into the history to find out the real truth. And what I found could actually change what you thought you knew. First, let's start with the obvious. Hamburgers are everywhere. Americans alone eat around 14 billion hamburgers every year. That's about 3 hamburgers a week per person. Hamburgers have grown to become a part of American culture. But here's the crazy part. For something so iconic, its origin is surprisingly unclear. Over the years, several Americans claim to have invented the hamburgers in the late 1800s, and one of them is Louis Larson. Louis Larson was a Danish immigrant who ran a small lunch wagon in New Haven in the year 1900. A customer rushed in asking for something quick and tasty. Louis grabbed some ground stick trimmings, cooked them, and placed the meat between 2 slices of toast. Boom! The customer loved it, and just like that, Louis may have created what we now call the hamburger. His restaurant, Louis Lunch, still exists today and still serves burgers the same old-fashioned way. No ketchup, no mustard, just meat and toast. But Louis wasn't the only one with a claim. Let's talk about Charlie Nagrin, also known as Hamburger Charlie. Back in 1885, Charlie was just 15 years old when he went to Seymour Fair in Wisconsin to sell meatballs. But he noticed something. People didn't want to sit down and eat. They wanted food they could walk around with. So Charlie had an idea. He flattened the meatball and placed them between 2 slices of bread. He called it a hamburger, inspired by the Hamburg steak, which was popular among German immigrants. Charlie returned to the fair every year for the next 65 years, selling his creation and singing little chants to attract customers. Now let's move to New York. Hamburg, New York to be exact. In 1885, 2 brothers named Frank and Charles Menchis were selling sausage sandwiches at Erie County Fair. But then they ran out of sausage. The local butcher didn't want to butcher more pigs because of the summer heat, so he gave them ground beef instead. The brothers cooked it, added coffee and brown sugar for flavor, and served it with ketchup and onions. They named it the Hamburger after the town they were in. And like that, another origin story was born. Next up is Oscar Weber Bilby from Tulsa, Oklahoma. In 1891, Oscar grilled ground beef and served it on his wife's homemade yeast buns during a 4th of July party. Now this is important because many people say that the bun is what really makes it a hamburger. Before Oscar, most versions were served on regular bread or toast. So some people believe that Oscar was the first to serve a real hamburger, the kind we know today. And finally, we have Fletcher Davis, also known as Uncle Fletch. He ran a small cafe in Athens, Texas in the late 1880s. According to local story, he served ground beef patties between slices of Texas toast with mustard and onions. He later took his sandwich to the 1904 World Fairs in St. Louis, where it gained national attention. Some say that's when the term hamburger really started to spread. So now you see the problem. 5 different people, 5 different stories, and all of them sound believable. But here's what we do know for sure. After the hamburger was created, it spread like wildfire. People across the country started making their own versions. Some added cheese, some added pickles, some stacked multiple patties, and before long, the hamburger became a symbol of American food. Then came the big players. Mega enterprises like McDonald's started opening restaurants all over the country, selling burgers to millions of people. Fast food chains like Burger King, Wendy's, and In-N-Out joined the race. And today, the hamburger is not just a food, it's a global icon. So back to the original question. Did a black chef invent the hamburger? Well, after digging through all these stories, there is no mention of a black chef being involved in the creation of the hamburger. None of the origin stories point in that direction. But here is something to think about. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, when the hamburger started gaining popularity, black chefs faced a lot of challenges. They worked in kitchens, but they rarely had the opportunity to own restaurants or promote their own recipes. Most of the credits went to white chefs and business owners because they had access to newspapers, cookbooks, and the system that helped turn food into fame. So even if a black chef made something like a hamburger, their story likely wouldn't have been recorded or recognized. Not because it wasn't important, but because they were left out of the system that gave others credit. That's why the whole debate around who invented the burgers gets so interesting. With so many people claiming to be the inventor, maybe the first person to ever make a hamburger-like dish wasn't trying to invent anything. Maybe it was just a simple meal, something easy to make and good enough to eat, and it could have happened long before the creators made theirs. And maybe it wasn't even in America or Europe. It might have come from somewhere else entirely, a different country, a different culture, where someone just put ground meat between bread because it made sense. The truth is still a mystery, and the full story might be bigger than we think. Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts below, and hey, if you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos from me.